Bada bing, bada boom. Hello, Kainless, your live last respawn show. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
I am doing very well. How's it going? How's it been? How is everything in the world that is?
Well, I mean, I'm stuck in the Bermuda Triangle, but I'm making the best of it. I'm running a bar here. I'm doing the show now, and you know it's been good. But the season finale is coming up, so I'm worried if I'm gonna survive because someone always has to die at the finale for some fucking reason. A very morbid show.
That's what happens. I mean,
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I don't drink some gravy soon, I'm probably not gonna make it.
You know, it's in the theme song. Everybody dies at the end. It says at the beginning of the show, and now I feel like I have to live up to it.
Yeah, but it's the Bermuda Triangle, so you gotta wonder, do you really die? Can you come back as something else?
You know, that's a perfect segue. I was gonna save this question for you to the end of the show, but since you already started about the Bermuda Triangle, what is Kainless's thoughts on the Bermuda Triangle?
It's an odyssey. It's a weird place. It's who knows? Nobody knows where. It's up and down, and left and right. Nobody knows what's going on there. It could be anything.
That's your theory. It's just a bizarre, bizarro world.
Yeah, it's just like you don't know. It's hot and cold, and it's got fish, and then it's got no fish, and there are lobsters, and I'm scared, and oh man.
Would you visit the Bermuda Triangle if given the opportunity?
I don't know. It's too south. I don't go past New York anymore.
I don't go past New York. Funny if you know.
I don't go past.
Yeah, that's a good point. If you start going to Florida, guess what? You're closer to the Bermuda Triangle than you probably will ever be, and maybe that's why Florida is Florida.
Yeah, exactly. I lived in Florida for 2 years of my life, and Christ, I didn't have a choice. I was 10 at the time, so I didn't, and it was bad. It was bad. It was so bad.
I love how you phrase that. I didn't have a choice. I was 10 at the time. I was just a fucking stupid kid. What do you want me to do?
What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I was 10 at the time. Only good thing to come of it was, and this is kind of a segue, Mortal Kombat.
Hey, yeah, let's go. Let me see if this picture works. So I've been trying to get Kainless on this show to talk about Mortal Kombat since they finally showed Mortal Kombat. Hell, I think I was trying to get Kainless in when they started fucking leaking Mortal Kombat 1.
Yes.
And sorry, Dell. Dell threw out a theory. It's the alien underwater landing site for just aliens. All the aliens. Yeah, I mean or the crash site. But Mortal Kombat 1, the beta is upon people who have pre-ordered. There was
I saw recently. Actually, people are starting to finally get their digital downloads on now.
So there was the play test that a very lucky few. I was lucky enough to get it.
I was not involved in it, unfortunately. I wasn't gonna
I made 2 accounts.
$7,000 on eBay.
Yo, I made 2 accounts and applied for 2 codes. I was like, you know what? Let me double it up, double nothing. I'm glad I did that because one of the accounts got it. And then once I said I got the code, everybody on fucking social media was like, please let me borrow it. I was like, what the fuck you mean borrow the code? That's not how that.
You don't even know me.
they were trying to borrow my account. One guy was like, listen, I swear to God, I won't do anything. I just want to play the beta. When I'm done playing the beta, I'll log out. I'll log out. That ass.
Yeah, they were clamoring for it. I was surprised I didn't get in. I thought I was gonna. Usually, I get into every beta that
not a lot of people. It was
signed up for this one.
It was a very small playtest. It was
So I am excited about it. But
you got the beta. How did you go about getting the code? There's so many different.
Well, this one I didn't get into that one. I didn't get into the last one. I'm getting into the one that's coming up because I pre-ordered it.
Yeah, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yes. How did you pre-order digitally? Did you go to the store?
I digitally did it because the PlayStation 5 that I have is only digital. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking forward to it, and from what I've heard from everything from Evo, they've made it better.
Yeah, they made
supposedly.
adjustments. They were saying that the movement speed was kind of feeling like Mortal Kombat 9. You have dash block is a thing again.
Yeah.
And from what
I'm
I
very
played,
interested by the mechanics. So.
yeah, from what I played at the playtest, I played it a little bit on the show, and then when off the show, I was like, nah, I gotta keep playing this because I feel iffy about that. Because yes, I wish we did this after you played it. I would love to hear your thoughts on the cameo system, because the cameo system for me, I was like, this is good. This is very different. This is something I don't know how I feel about it. So I'm curious to see how you'll feel about it. We'll follow Kainless' social media.
We will have a follow-up. Yes.
But from what are your thoughts on the cameo system? Does it intrigue you? Are you like
it's intriguing to the point that I'm like, okay, so they added characters that have absolutely nothing to do with the lore that they're about to lay down. Which
yes.
to me, I'm really big into the lore and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. That I kind of like the fact that they're adding characters that are like, okay, well, you remember this guy? Yeah, sure. He has nothing to do with the story, but here he is anyway. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I like that idea.
That is a good point. I doubt Cyrex and Sector are going to be in this story. That doesn't feel like
The thing that surprised me was that they added like Sonya and Jax, and they're not on the roster, and it looks like they have nothing to do with the story either. So I was like, holy shit,
I feel like the cameos are a way to try to get every character in the game without it being too many characters. You know, like the cameos are a way of fan service, but they do change up the combat, and it's something you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I have this cameo, and like the cameos have different moves, and they could do fatalities, and they could do grabs. So yeah, it's a very interesting mechanic, and I'm curious to see how you'll feel when you finally get to touch on it.
That's one of the things I seem to keep enjoying about the series, even from like 2 on, was that it continues to not just be like, okay, well, you like these 8 characters, here's 16 more. You know, it tends to do this thing where it's like, okay, well, you like these 18 characters, well, we're going to get rid of all of them, and we're going to change the mechanics. So, like, it's very bold, these steps that they're taking.
Oh, yeah. Kainless... sorry, not Kainless. I'm talking to you. Irish John Boy just wants 1v1. Not a fan of the cameos. I'll be honest. It's still 1v1 because the cameos, you can't swap them out, Irish. They're just like an extra special move. You know, they're like Marvel vs. Capcom, but it's more than that. It's very very interesting mechanic. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I think cool. It grew on me as I played it more. So I'm curious. I'm very curious to see how you feel about it.
Yeah, and with every one of these sequels, and I've watched this every single time for the last 30 years, I guess. There's going to be people who are like, oh, this is awesome, these characters are great, and then there's going to be those people like, oh, they suck, they didn't put my guy in.
Yes.
You're every time. Every time.
You're 100%. I feel like the only time I didn't hear too much upset was with Mortal Kombat 9, because I feel like Mortal Kombat 9 had almost everyone liked. Like, almost.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it had Striker. You can play as Striker in Mortal Kombat 9.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I mean, even with that, it was like, oh, wow. I was actually surprised by 9. Because after Armageddon, I was like, okay, maybe they're going to do something different. They'll add some new characters, do some stuff. But instead, they rebooted the whole thing. And I was like, oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
And now here we are.
Reboot again.
Rebooting again. And honestly, I was upset when they said it's called Mortal Kombat 1, because I was like, why would you retell this story again?
Well, it's going to be a different story. Yeah, it's things... I'm very interested in this story. Before we get into the story, I want to touch on Irish says, yeah, but I feel like I'm smashing someone to bits and he gets a wheelchair to help him. Where's the skill? Well, the good thing about the cameo system is if you're fucking someone up, or vice versa. If you're being hit, you can't summon your cameo. You can only do the cameo when you're doing combos or to finish a combo. That's the one thing I noticed. Like, if you're getting hit, I don't think the camera comes out. Maybe they changed that. Maybe I remember it, but
I heard something about some of the characters can be used as breakers. And
yeah,
I don't like to me. It sounds like it's just mostly a special move. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you're not.
Is it
They're not
attachment to you?
really. They're there, and you should be aware that the character that they're using, but you should. It just kind of. It's more of a layer thing to the fighting game, which is interesting. I think
Because they
cool.
took away the environmental things. Remember that was the you
Yeah.
that's gone. That I was like, oh, I was shocked they took that out, but it makes sense because the cameos do a lot. They were like, ah, man, if we have that, that's too much shit. And I think I kind of agree there. Even though, were you a fan of the environmentals? Because that was since I think I
thought it was cool.
They implemented that in 10, right?
Yeah, I didn't think it was really that necessary. Like a lot, like some of them, I thought they. At this point, we're in 2023, and I thought they were going to do something more visually entertaining with it. But it was kind of. I mean, it was cool, but it was kind of boring too. Like a lot of the times, most of the people that I saw use them didn't really use them all that much because they were too busy focusing on combos and how to keep people in the air and stuff like that. But
yeah.
I don't think the environments were really added that much to it as much as this cameo stuff seems to be doing.
Yeah, that's a good point. To get back into the story, so they're rebooting again, and Liu Kang is pretty much playing the role of Raiden. He's the god who's gonna aid the mortals, and I think it's gonna be very interesting because he's lived on their shoes, so he can relate to them more. So
that's true, and from my understanding of it, is he's the only character who remembers everything that's happened already. So everybody else is like completely clean slate except for him.
Hold on one
so
second.
It's gonna be.
Sorry, Irish. Quan Chi's in the DLC. He's not in the game, but he's DLC. He's over here crying. I need Quan Chi. But yeah, I ain't playing this game.
I'm not playing this game.
But yeah, the story looks. I'm excited for the story.
It's gonna be interesting.
I'm very
and some of the designs so far that I've seen have been kind of cool, but I don't like what they've done to some of the characters.
Yeah, they've kind of made the characters look a lot of human. There's not a lot of there's not a lot of monsters. Like I was like when I saw sexy reptile, I was like, cool.
That kind of upset me.
But then he changes into the lizard from Spider-Man, so I was like, all right, that's okay.
Yeah, he does change into the lizard from Spider-Man.
Yeah, right? He looks like the fucking lizard from Amazing Spider-Man. Like,
he does.
Like, I was like, oh, this is a fucking lizard. But yeah, they made him sexy. Yeah, and then Havoc they made kind of normal looking too.
Yeah, which I mean, Havoc, the character, I mean, even in the comic book, he was just one of these crazy fucking characters, and I'm glad they kept that with him. But it's like I said, some of the designs I'm a bit on the fence on. I'm like, okay, that's weird.
Yeah,
I don't know why they would do that. But I mean, again, I guess this is another reboot, so we'll see where everything ends up.
Another factor.
I don't know how I feel about Baraka being diseased. I was like, that's weird. I guess we'll see.
Well, yeah. So we know Shang Tsung seems to be the antagonist.
So far, yeah.
In some capacity, you know, people are wondering about Shao Kahn. People are thinking they're bringing back the fucking dragon from the 3D era, which I'm just like, no, that was the dumbest fucking character. What was his name? I can't fucking. Was it Dragon or something?
That was Onaga. Yeah.
Onaga, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not sure where they're gonna go with it. I know they're being very protective about who the bad guy is because they haven't said anything.
You know what? The story to this game is the only thing that not to have been leaked so far.
Yeah, which I'm kind of surprised.
So I'm like,
I mean, there's been a lot of like Reddit posts and things like that, and a lot of theories on who's doing what, but really nothing has been definite until obviously they announced stuff.
Iris says, "Where's the muscles? They all look thin." I mean, they
are thin.
They are thin, but they're in shape. They will fuck those people. Will fuck you up.
Yeah, not a single cheeseburger to be found.
Yeah, we don't got no beefy boys. Where's the? I think Liu Kang. We're gonna find out Liu Kang designed this after him. He's like, everybody must be twink and beautiful.
That's right, twink and the twink Liu Kang universe. I like that.
That was another thing that pissed me about that movie. Did we ever talk about that Mortal Kombat movie?
No.
Oh my god! Like that movie pissed me off. We'll get into that later, but how much they made Liu Kang a twink in that? I was like, he looks like a fucking drug addict twink. Like he's looking for a fix, so he's gonna fuck you up.
That's right. He comes up. He's like, "Hey, where's my shit?"
So the DLC. How do you feel about this?
I was surprised that they put so many characters that were very similar.
Oh, are you talking about the two evil Superman?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I was like, okay, they have like two Superman and
see, there's your beefy boy. Omni-Man and Peacemaker could bring the beef.
There you go.
Look at that.
And Ermac, I'm glad they made him look ugly and stuff. That made me happy because there were a lot of people complaining about his.
Watch, they're gonna fucking change him. He's gonna come sexy too. Watch.
Probably. But I was glad. I was like, good. Keep him as ugly and disgusting as he always has been.
Yeah, he's just a body of souls.
Yes,
you got your boy Quan Chi there, Omni-Man on the bottom, Homelander, and like if I had a choice between these two characters. Like they should have made one of them a cameo. Is it confirmed that these are both playable characters? Because like one of them as a cameo.
I have no idea.
Like one of them as a cameo makes sense, but I would go with Homelander. Because I'm a huge fan.
I was just surprised. Like I said, I would have at least split them up. I'd have been like, okay, this will be DLC 2, this will be DLC 1. That makes sense. But
wait, Irish. I know they're both on Amazon Prime, but this game is made by Warner Brothers. Does the Amazon Prime own Warner Brothers? I don't think they do. I think they're separate. But then again, it's hard to keep track of these fucking mega corporations.
That's true.
But this is under Warner Brothers. Hence why you got Peacemaker. And I already read the DLC 2 leak, which is supposed to have Harley Quinn and Deathstroke. And I'm like...
I heard about that.
And I was like... Okay, was this game supposed to be Injustice 3 and they changed... Like, this is what this... It fucking feels like...
It's very bizarre.
Have you heard that? Like, have you heard that? I've seen people. I don't know if people are trying to start waves or I haven't seen any credible evidence. But people are like, this was. They were obviously working on Injustice 3, and then they switched gears to Mortal Kombat 1, and they were like, "Oh, Mortal Kombat 1's been in 4 years of development." I'm like, bullshit. You better show me a mode that it's 4 fucking years of development, because the graphical jump ain't that much between 11.
No, it really isn't. And I was actually surprised about that too. But to be fair, Mortal Kombat 11 had a really weird thing where it went from when it started, which wasn't as good as it was, to what it ended with, which was a lot better than what it started with.
100%.
So like, yeah. So like the graphics and stuff, you could see like when it first released to where it ended were like a million times better. So.
100. I stuck with that. I got that game day one. Stuck with it through the whole fucking time. Fuck with the. Bring back combat chess. I mean, they should bring back all that shit.
They should, and I'm hoping that they do something. Like,
well, there was. Did you see the leak on the other mode? It was at the back of the box supposedly.
Yes, somebody said something about an invasion mode, which I have no idea what that even means. So but I guess we'll see. Some
things I saw. Because there's a translation under the box. I think it was Italy or some shit. But Invasions is a 3D world map mode, a la Mario Hub World. You know when Mario's traveling on top of little dots to the other worlds?
Yeah.
That's what this mode is supposed to be like. And each dot is, I think, someone you fight for gear or whatever. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. But there better be a little more to that mode than... Because they said they replaced Crypt. So is this... like the replacement for like I don't know why don't we fucking know? God damn.
Yeah, honestly, I was also kind of surprised by how slow they've been about releasing information about this game. I mean, it's not even a month left. And
yeah, well, they're gonna be at the Gamescom next week.
Are they doing another one next week?
A Gamescom.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Maybe I'm saying it wrong, but yeah, Jeff Keighley's. Like, yeah, they got a big announcement. And I was like, there better be the rest of the game.
I mean, yeah, they're coming really close.
Oh, I would love. That's why I was hoping they would bring back Conquest mode or a Shaolin Monks. I thought they were gonna put a Shaolin Monks single player into this. Like, I thought
that'd have been so cool.
Because he's such a troll on his Twitter. He's always asking about Shaolin monks, and I was like, fuck.
And that was another thing that kind of actually upset me was I was like, okay, I'm glad we got a new Mortal Kombat, but I was kind of hoping that, it's been 30 years. You guys could have re-released the old ones.
Yeah, that was a big upset with the whole 30-year anniversary. That was here's my theory. I think I've shared this on the show a lot. I think the merger of Warner Brothers and Discovery Channel was a major factor of what happened behind the scenes with I think it started with Mortal Kombat 11, because why would you port a game to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X only to stop supporting it? That makes no fucking sense. So I think I think even Ed Boon has alluded that Mortal Kombat 11 was supposed to go longer, and I felt like it had the infrastructure to do so. Do you agree?
I think it should have gone longer. Oh, absolutely. There was a lot of silence. This has probably been the most silence that I've seen.
Agreed.
From
agreed.
That company. Well, that company's ever.
I think it had to do with the Warner Brothers Discovery merger. I think they were working on Injustice 3 because you had voice actors that were in the original Injustice teasing on their social medias that they were recording dialogue at Warner Brothers, that people were like, oh, they're probably doing it for Injustice 3, and something happened, and
it was probably delayed. That's my guess. I know that they just recently announced that they are going to make an Injustice 3. It's just probably going to be years down the line now.
I feel like they keep supporting Mortal Kombat 1 if it's good. Stop. I mean, I get why they do gaming releases, but like so many games like Fortnite, Rainbow Six Siege are just like one game, and then you just buy shit.
You just let it go. That's what I kind of thought was going to happen this time. Even before I had heard the rumor, there were rumors like a couple weeks before it was actually announced that this was going to be called Mortal Kombat 1, and I was like, okay, so maybe now it'll just be a platform for Mortal Kombat, and they'll just call it, Mortal Kombat 1, and then we'll just keep going forward with that.
Oh yeah, you're like Mortal Kombat, the only one.
That's it. You're fucking done with the titles. This is it. Let it go.
No, they're gonna reboot it, don't you know? There's gonna be a Mortal Kombat 2.
Of course. So that's what I'm wondering. So I guess now the next game is gonna have to be like a title at the end, because they can't call it Mortal Kombat 2 because we already have Mortal Kombat 2. Oh. So I don't know. It's gonna be Mortal Kombat 2. I don't know.
They're rebooting our universe. Is what they're fucking doing.
Yeah, it's all fucked up. But I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. I really am you're 100% right. This is the most amount of silence they've ever been, and I really think it had to do with that Warner Bros. Discovery thing. They probably got scared. They probably wanted to use like really crazy like DC characters in Injustice. I know they've been trying to get the Watchmen characters into Injustice, and maybe they saw this. They saw the smoke, or they smelt the smoke before the fire of the merger was. They say, you know what? We're not gonna fuck with what's going on here because you guys own DC. You own these characters. We're gonna focus all our attention back on Mortal Kombat and just focus on Mortal Kombat.
My understanding of it was that they were told that there wasn't 100% certainty that when they started working on the project that it was going to be able to be finished. So they decided, you know what, let's just go back to the IP that we know 100% we can finish and go with. And then when all this shit settles, we'll start working on another Injustice if we still have the rights to do so.
Yeah. But there is also Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 2, pretty much two different things at the same time. What the fuck are you talking about? They're both the same fucking game. Stop buying Call of Duty fucking games, kids. Jesus Christ.
You're confusing.
They literally gave you the same fucking games. You motherfuckers are excited about Modern Warfare 3. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Holy shit. Alright, I have some okay. So Texas Chainsaw Massacre also comes out Friday. What are you gonna do here? Right. How are you gonna split your time? Are you interested in Texas Chainsaw? Or what are your thoughts?
I haven't seen enough about it to be interested. So I haven't I'm still waiting to see anything about it. I haven't heard much, and I haven't been able to read much about it.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I followed one of the developers, so I probably know about it more than you. And then they did do a Twitch stream, only on Twitch, on the metagame and the leveling up system. And I was like, oh, this is interesting, but it's only on Twitch, it's not on YouTube. So I was like,
That's
guys,
interesting.
Yeah, I watched it. I was like, oh, okay, they put some thought to this. Interesting. But
yeah.
So do you have Game Pass or
No, I don't have Game Pass. Right as of right now, I'm only running my PlayStation 5 and my PlayStation 4 currently, and my Switch.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you could buy it on the PS5 if you want. It is only $40, which is not bad.
No, it's not bad. But like I said, I don't know anything about it to be like, okay, well, should I invest my money in this or not?
Oh.
I mean, I still haven't even really played Evil Dead, and that's killing me to begin with because I want to play it. It's just a matter of, finding time and being able to do that.
Well, as someone who used to play that game a lot and kind of stopped because they take so long to update the game and patch the game, it'll be broken or rampant cheaters. And then on top of that, they don't give us a roadmap. They don't say when we're getting a new map or if they're even going to put in Evil Dead Rise DLC.
Yeah, I was going to say they've been real quiet for a while now.
Today they released a patch for the game, and I was like, every once in a while when I'm feeling really trollish, I'll tweet to them, and they probably blocked me by now. They probably muted me, but I keep doing it. I'd be like, hey, Evil Dead the game, just curious if you're going to use anything for the new movie that came out earlier this year. I would. It's just you could put a whole.
It also could be very much that maybe they're being strategic and then not going to say anything until October because October is Halloween and all that stuff. So,
but they barely did. They barely did shit last Halloween. They released like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So maybe there's a good possibility that things will be announced and so on and so forth. But
I don't know. I feel like there's like 5 people working on that game and they're like, we're overworked. I don't know.
It's very possible. It could, like I said.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very weird, but it's also they do strategic things. Texas Chainsaw and Evil Dead, because like when Texas Chainsaw had a playtest, Evil Dead did his first ever double or triple XP, which it had never done before. Evil Dead the game, the online game, had never done triple XP weekends. They did it the weekend of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I was like, interesting timing.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm curious as to how this is all going to roll out.
I mean, I'm curious too. I'm glad it's on Game Pass. But I mean, if I had the money, $40 is not bad. I would definitely try it out. And if I didn't like it, I could sell it to somebody else. That's the great thing about physical, kids. You all got to go back to it.
I agree, and I think things should be physical, but. My PlayStation 5 was a gift from a family member, and
nice.
I didn't have the drugs on that, so I have no complaints. Apparently.
Yeah, my Xbox Series
X.
X.
But I do like my physical stuff.
Yeah, my Xbox Series X was a gift from Sneaky. This randomly bought me a Series X for Christmas. He was like, "Hey, you want a Series X?" I was like,
Are you gonna make me cry right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you trying to bring tears to my eyes?
So, final question for you: spooky season is upon us, and
yes, it is.
You are a new father. Is that what?
I am a new father. This is true.
You have leveled up to farmer. So congratulations.
I was, and I did one of the most irresponsible things I could possibly do with a 3-month-old. And I'm going to admit this on this show and pray to God that nobody ever hears what I did. Now
I'm putting this on YouTube.
I watched Terrifier 2.
No!
Oh, yes.
No.
And was like, okay, no, this is okay. This ain't so bad. And then I realized, okay, she's asleep. It's not so hopefully I didn't scar my child.
And fucking...
It's like, hopefully, this is not a big,
that's a good point,
big parent mistake. But she's 3 months. I don't think she'll even remember it.
That's true.
Hopefully,
when you're
hopefully I won't like
Yeah.
2-3 years down the line, it won't be like, Dad, there's a clown under my bed. I'm like, oh fuck, that's my fault. Ugh.
Terrifier 2 is like an extreme. What do you mean? What's wrong with Terrifier? It's an extremely violent fucking movie. Which kudos.
Oh, it is a very violent movie.
Kudos to Terrifier 2 for doing old school. Like I've been watching old school
Oh,
horror.
it was great.
But like,
without
it goes dark places.
Oh, that movie, both those movies, I will say, definitely top tier horror movies that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, they are mean movies. That's why
but they are definitely callbacks to like no CG, really good, effects and just. I mean, of course, you look at it and it's like, wow, that's absolutely disgusting. But
I give it kudos.
Like, wow, that's absolutely disgusting. That's cool.
I give it kudos for doing that shit. But also, I'm just like, man, I will not watch these movies again. I'm like, fuck these. The fuck.
Yeah.
These are mean movies. And then Terrifier 2 tried to have like a story to explain him, and I was just like, I was like, I didn't need all this. Killer Mind. That's it. You didn't have to.
That's it.
I don't know what you're.
That's all you had to do.
Is she a demon? Is he? What the fuck is? Like, Little Piggy says it was a really good movie. I don't know about that. I wouldn't say really good. It was really something. Is what I'm saying.
Definitely.
If you're a horror fan, check it out. This is how horror movies used to be.
Yes. Yeah. Big time.
I think I lost my question there, but spooky season's coming up. You're a new father. Are you excited?
Very.
Are you planning to dress her up?
I am, and I do have a plan. There is actually a plan in mind, and I'm sure I will be posting pictures on Twitter.
Amazing. Yeah, let me get your social media before you go. Let the people watching know all about you. Let me see if I did this right. Yeah, there you go. Check out Kainless's website. Right there's the link.
Yes, I have links to everything on there. My YouTube, my Twitch, my Twitter, which I have been neglecting. I have, I have Observations, which is basically a blog that I do. I write about video games on there. I write about pretty much anything that's in my head. So there's a lot of babbling on there.
Yeah.
But if you follow the Twitter account that I have, which is, or is it still Twitter, or the X or whatever now?
Which is still call that.
Kainless G. If you follow that, you'll see that I'm always posting stuff about this show. I'm posting about Mortal Kombat. I'm posting about horror movies. All that stuff.
Are you still streaming?
Every now and again when I have the time.
What are you streaming these days when you can?
Currently I am working on Diablo 4, and we will probably be trying to stream Since Midnight, which is a horror game that I had some involvement in.
Oh.
Helping get tested and produced and so on and so forth, which is actually a really good game, but it's fun.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Is it coming to console or just PC right now?
No, it just actually released on console. Both games. It's a sequel to another game called it was Sense, a Ghost Story. So yeah, they were both really good games. And
so is Sense really Midnight?
Fun. Sense Midnight is the sequel, and Sense, a Ghost Story is the first one.
All right, wow, fuck, that's awesome. Little Piggy X, OnlyFans release when? I don't.
OnlyFans, well, maybe in the future. It depends on how desperate I get.
Yeah, I mean, you are a new father, so there's good. Yeah.
This is true. Money is getting tight, and the economy is not looking like it's getting any better. So
yeah.
It costs $2.69 for a Snickers bar. We are in some shit.
Just as long as they can keep the booze prices all right, I think we'll be all right.
I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, just keep those booze prices where they at. Leave them alone. Maybe add a little tax. You gotta. Yeah. Don't take the booze from the people. Don't do that.
That's right. Because they will riot. It's true.
True. Well, Kainless, thank you for calling into the show. That was.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime, buddy. I look forward to follow their social media. Check out the website. I look forward to hearing what your thoughts on the Mortal Kombat 1 beta is this weekend. Really dive in there. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
All right. You have a good night, Kainless.